Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an updated succulent and cactus collection because I filmed one maybe a month ago and I've definitely gotten a lot more plants since then. It's kind of grown a little bit, so I'm going to show you guys what I have. So I guess we can start off here where we have this very nice piece of art, I guess. Here we have just all these jades. I put them here because they want to get more sun, so I find that here they'll get the best sun rather than being in my greenhouse. Some of them have some new growth, but they definitely need more sun. Here we have this sedum. A little bit of sunburn, but other than that, it's very pretty, very colorful. I love the color sprouting, and I think it's doing really great, so I love that. I have another sedum, I believe. This one has two sprouts that I can cut and propagate, but I think this is such a beautiful plant. I love the tips of it, and I think it's definitely thriving in the sun. We go over here. This kind of fell, so it's like not really potted, even though I should pot it up. I just don't have the time right now. Yeah, this sucks. Okay, I have some Perlon Nürnbergs, 4 little pieces of the Perlon Nürnberg, with another, I think this might be a Perlon Nürnberg. Then we have 2 little topsy-turvies, and a Grapta sedum California Sunsets, I think. And then we have some moonstone leaves for propagation that just kind of went in there. And we have this pretty big barrel cactus. I think it's doing so great. Some Perlon Nürnbergs there. Jade, moonstone, a lot of moonstones here, some of those pretty sedums, another, like, I don't even know, there's just so many here, too many actually. And then this one is, I believe it is a type of sedum, but it was just a cutting and now it's gotten so many roots, so I'm really happy about that. I'm just going to set these leaves back on there. It really doesn't matter too much. These leaves are in their state of propagation and can propagate, so we'll just leave them do their thing. Here we have some type of sedum, I think. It's a cutting, ton of little cuttings that have rooted, and they were just set on a paper plate and they kind of stretched out too much and kind of did crazy things, so I decided to put them in soil so they can thrive, and they've been doing better. These were infected by mealybugs, so that's why some of their top leaves are a little deformed. Here we have 2 haworthias. They were actually in one pot when I purchased them, but this was a little pup and I decided to separate them. And they're growing roots, so that's good. We have a donkey's tail cutting in there. And then we have this tiger jaws, I think it's what it's called. Here we have some type of kalanchoe. I love how the babies have gotten new colors. I think they're doing totally great. Here we have these topsy-turvies that are gonna be in bloom. I think it looks so beautiful. It has definitely a stressed color to it, so that's pretty good. Here we have some form of cacti. I think it looks like a really nice cactus. It's very pokey, not too pokey like the barrel cactus, but I really like it in this pot. I think it really adds to the green color of the, cactus. Here we have this really nice cactus. It's not a domino cactus, although I thought it was, but it's not. It's a really nice one. Hasn't bloomed, but I think it looks so cool. Over here, we just have a rainbow hedgehog cactus, and this had like those fake flowers on it, and I hate it because all this like spot where it doesn't have any like pokey spines, it was removed. Like it was yanked when I yanked off the flowers, so it just sucks. Here we have this other cacti. Don't know the name of it. Here we have a variegated echeveria. My only variegated echeveria that I have. So I really like it. Here we have a haworthia. Definitely very stressed out. I think it needs water. I could be wrong. I'm not too familiar with haworthias. have this aloe. Oh no, these flowers were blooming and I don't know why the bottom ones are drying off, but they are. Here we have this succulent that's just kind of living here and doing its own thing. I don't really know how to care for this one too much. I mean, it's pretty similar with all succulents and cacti. Here we have this really amazing coral aloe. It got its color in the last few days because I put it out in sun, and I think it's doing just amazing. I love it. We have a ton of these donkey tail cuttings. None of them have really rooted, but we're just waiting for them to root. A lot of them are propagating through stem, and I think that's doing, you know, pretty good. They're definitely doing great. It could be better with roots, but I think they're doing fine. Here we have these really bad succulents that aren't even potted really nicely. They're kind of just sitting in here. We have a taco thingy, and these two other sedums that I have a ton of. That we have that other cacti and a stacking aloe. So here's what I was talking about of that one kalanchoe. This is just an example when I was potting it up. It had a ton of these babies, so they're kind of just sitting here, and hopefully they will propagate. They're doing really great. Here we have a key lime pie with a cutting of some sort. I have these really nice pots that I purchased in Mexico, and I brought them with me. Here we have some sort of sedum, I think. I could be totally wrong. It's definitely stretched out. It is still recovering from one day it was overheated, and one of them died on me because it was too overheated. We have this very deformed cubic frost, but I really like this one, and I think it looks really nice when it's full and big. I like it with a lot of sun exposure. I have this kalanchoe that I gave some water, and now it's kind of recovering from its curled leaves. As you can see, it's pretty curled up. Roscoe, what are you doing? Here we have a lilac mist. I have a ton of these leaves that fell off, and they're finally propagating. Although it's a patented succulent, I'm still propagating because I'm not going to sell them or anything. Here we have a little piece of the key lime pie. We have this, yeah, I don't even know what it is. I think this was a leaf propagation, so it's kind of just sitting there. This is a cutting, and it's gotten a few roots, so that's good. When I first put it in this little pot, it didn't have any roots like at all. So it's gotten some roots, so I'm really happy about that. We have this wrinkled jade, which is just like the first one that I showed you, except this was just a smaller piece that I decided to pot up in a separate pot. It was very dehydrated, so I gave it water last night, and it looks like it's doing a little better. Here we have a little pup from that one aloe. Then we have these coral aloes that with sun are going to get coral, so I just potted them up in different pots. Don't really know why, but I did. We have an Echeveria Lola from a leaf propagation. And then over there we have a cacti. I think it's one of my first cactuses that I still have. And it's a Ming Thing cacti, and I think it looks really nice. It's very scarred up because when I first got it, I thought I had mealybugs, so I was like scratching it with like a toothpick, which I don't recommend for any of you guys to do because it will kill your plant. But I didn't really think too much about it, and I just did it, and now we're still suffering from the scars, but it's kind of outgrowing itself a little bit because it was worse at the beginning, but it's doing a little better. So here we have some sort of possibly a moonstone. I actually don't think it's a moonstone. I don't really know. I bought it at a garden nursery that I work at that doesn't really label their plants. But I thought it was nice. It definitely was stretched out when I purchased it, but it's kind of recovering from that a little bit. Here we have these two kalanchoes or panda plants, another stacking aloe, string of buttons, variegated form. It's variegation, can't see it too much anymore, but it has white stripes on it. You can sort of see it. not really though. We have a Crassula Ripple Jade, another one, but this is one of my oldest plants that have recovered because it was almost gonna die on me and I didn't give up on it, and it's definitely recovered to its extent that I'm happy with. I'm really excited with its recovery. We have a Calancha over here, another taco plant, this plant that I don't know what it's called. It's pretty deformed with not very many leaves, but it's growing 2 new little offsets. Here I don't know what type of plant that is. Kind of looks variegated. It could just be its regular color, but I don't know. It's kind of like lime green, white. It's very deformed though because a lot of its leaves popped off. We have a ogre ear or golium right there with some more right there. We have another topsy-turvy right there. It's recovering from being stretched out. I completely took off all of its leaves from right there and it grew a bunch of new leaves, which I think is so nice because it gives the plant another opportunity to regrow. And you know, I think never give up on stretched out plants. And I was able to propagate all the other leaves that I popped off. So over here we have this succulent that I have a ton of this, like I have so much of this succulent and I have so many leaf propagations, and now I have all these stem propagations that are growing. I beheaded this plant and it has now grown a lot of offsets, so that's pretty nice. And then we have over there a Calancha that is really ugly that I don't want to get because it doesn't even look pretty, so we're just keeping it there. I have this jade plant. This huge jade plant, pretty big, has a lot of new growth actually. Some new growth there, some new growth down there, a ton of new growth, so I'm really excited about that. But I put my other cacti over here because it was actually flowering and I want it to get pollinated. Hopefully it'll get pollinated. Here's what it looks like. It's closing up actually, the bloom is closing up. So we'll see how that works out. But I think it looks so pretty. I'm actually going to put this somewhere else right now where it gets full sun because I want the bloom to last as long as possible. I don't know if these blooms close up at night or not, but it looks really pretty. The bloom is also extraordinary. We have this one that is shooting out another bloom set, which is awesome because I wasn't here to see its first bloom. We have this random one that I think looks really pretty. This cutting that is finally rooting. So that's awesome. We're going to stick that in there. Hopefully that will set its blooms. I think this one looks really cool. Then we have this one, which I think also looks cool. So that's officially it, guys. Hope you guys like this video.